We hear this over and over and over again from people who say, hey, I love the 1031, but you need to find that deal before I sell as a broker, or you need to line it up before I won't trade, or they're running out of time and there's 10 days left to identify and they're scrambling and it's like they have a gun to their head to purchase and the seller knows it and the seller just holds them hostage.
I want to go back to one point, very, very interesting to me. The point where you found out about DST, about the first sale tax, and the moment that was the aha moment, and you said, "Oh my gosh," what was that moment? Tell us a little bit about about the revealed, this thing, that eureka moment.
Yeah, you have to start with the pain, and so one of my particular clients, he had $50 million of investment real estate and he was leveraged about 80%, and he had done multiple 1031 exchanges. So we had a very low basis and he owned a lot of C-class assets. And this is in 2000, early 2007, we were saying, hey, now's a good time to trade, to maybe get into a little more stable assets, maybe pay down some of your debt. And he goes, guys, I can't. He goes, I've done multiple 1031 exchanges. I have a lot of debt and I don't want to overpay for property. So I'm just going to hold on. And that began the beginning of the end, because over the next 3 years, he lost everything. He lost all $50 million worth of real estate because he had too much debt, not enough liquidity, and not enough diversification. And our parents taught us to sell high and buy low. They didn't teach us to sell high and buy higher 180 days later, especially what we're seeing right now, right? We're seeing cap rates that are, maybe going down, maybe going up a little bit, right? But we're seeing interest rates that have about doubled in the past year. And so you go, does it make sense? The inverse doesn't make sense. The negative arbitrage doesn't make sense. But in that time, it didn't make sense for a number of reasons to 1031 either. But he took no action because he felt he had no option because of the capital gains tax. And in California and New York, our main places where we're from, that is, about 40% state, federal, Obamacare, and depreciation recapture. 40% is a pretty good number on the gain. And so what happened? He lost everything. And so I saw the blood in the streets in Sacramento in particular. It's a really boom and bust type of city. It goes really high, really hot, really fast, and it tends to go down faster than like a San Francisco or Los Angeles or San Diego, because it's more of a secondary type of a city, if you will. That being said, he lost it all. So we said there's got to be a better way. We hear this over and over and over again from people who say, hey, I love the 1031, but you need to find that deal before I sell as a broker, or you need to line it up before I won't trade, or they're running out of time and there's 10 days left to identify and they're scrambling. And it's like they have a gun to their head to purchase, and the seller knows it, and the seller just holds them hostage. Now, as brokers, guess what? Most brokers don't want you to know about the Deferred Sales Trust or even the 1031 companies, because they want to keep you in that 1031 transaction loop, right? But it became very apparent that 1031 exchange was Blockbuster, and it was not Netflix. And when all the pain happened, and so he said, if there is a better way, if there's even a possibility, it is our kind of responsibility and our stewardship to know about this. We're supposed to be the best type of commercial real estate brokers to help our clients. And if we're going to serve them at the highest level, we've got to vet and look at these opportunities to see if it's going to be a good fit for them. Now, let them decide. And people laughed at me. People said, what are you wasting your time on? And it was funny because the Marcus and Millichap broker who brought in the gentleman who's one of my strategic alliances now to speak on this, and train us on this, he brought it into 30 agents. We all sat there listening to the same presentation. There was only 2 of us that really actually took action, right? And that's another kind of concept here. And part of it was because a lot of people are used to the status quo, or they don't want to rock the boat with presenting new ideas. They just want to keep the transactions flowing. But I said, this is too big. Like, if this is real, this will change everything. And so that's what it was. I was more curious and open-minded. And I began calling CPAs, calling owners, but it's like the profit is not accepted in his hometown. Have you ever heard that before? I was like the guy, wasn't a CPA, wasn't a tax attorney. I was just a broker who knew 1031 exchanges. So a lot of people honestly just either just dismissed it or said, tell you what, It sounds kind of cool. Come back to us when you've closed some deals. But in the meantime,
they're looking for someone more authoritative, right?
Or just come back when deals have closed, or come back when my value of my property is now 50% higher, because it just cut in half, or just cut in half by 20 or 30%. So that was kind of the revelation over the next number of months and years. Hopefully that answers your question.